temper disrespect. I got you all. Yes, I can't reckon that's word on my feed. I'm guaranteed to give you what you need. One blood, everybody like Junior Reed. Wake up every morning, yo, I must succeed. Nationwide knockouts make the world stampede. Yo, Willie, make we roll some man. These two baby white Q-tip, at least I need. Watch me.
We're here at the confluence of the Ohio, the Allegheny, and the Monongahela Rivers, and welcome you to Acrisure Stadium on the North Shore of Pittsburgh, the home of the Steelers. Coming up, two teams ready to square off. Settle in. We think we've got a good one. Mike Tirico, Greg Olsen with you. Off we go from Pittsburgh. This returnable from the 4. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. Well, here come the Steelers, and that's the sight that looks odd, but people were looking to see after keeping us waiting all spring. Year 21 in the league for Aaron Rodgers, his first as the Steelers quarterback. On the ground is Jaylen Warren.
I think the biggest thing that stood out from last week's game was when they went into the game with an initial plan, how quickly were they able to get away from that when they realized it wasn't working? I think they got a lot of unscouted looks, meaning the defense threw a lot of exotic looks at them, blitzes, different fronts and coverages, maybe things they didn't work on all week. So the key this week is understand what is the defense looking to do today, and how fast can we make those adjustments if we're not having early success.
At the 42-yard line.
Once again, it's Warren. And this time they are ready for him. Thrown for a loss. And it's second down.
A loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11.
They send Freiermuth, the tight end, in motion. From the gun, Rodgers. That's out wide to Warren. And he's out of bounds. It's a gain of 4, but now it's third down.
It's a gain of 4. Makes it 3rd and 7.
Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. Forced out wide. He'll try to run for it.
And that's a great job defensively here on third down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the first down.
Didn't get the hop he was hoping for. It bounds into the end zone, and it's a touchback. Here comes the Seattle offense to take over for the first time. They're led out by a former star at Alabama. It's Jalen Milroe at quarterback.
He's coming off a really nice 3-touchdown performance in last week's win, Mike, but outside of that one errant throw, he did a really nice job of protecting the ball. He was seemingly in control the entire game. This defense all week, they talked about trying to bait him into making some mistakes, so he's got to be careful about falling into the trap. If he does that, I'll tell you what, I really like your chances.
Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1. 3rd and 2. Here we go. From the shotgun, it's Milroe. A gain of 18 for number 18. And a first down. It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Walker. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. Give them 12 on that one. They are on the march. Another first down.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
19 strike. 19.
They go play action now with Milroe. Hitting slant there. And will move this ball way down into the red zone. Inside the 20-yard line.
4 yards.
That's catch 3 just on this drive. And it gets his team a first down.
Gain of 23 yards. And the
From the gun, it's Milroe. Open man is Jake Bobo. chance for the first points of this game as they've set up first and goal. Here's Walker. And he'll take this one in. Kenneth Walker. Touchdown, Seattle. That's his first touchdown of the new year. Meyer. Good on the extra point. And the Seahawks will take a 7-0 lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. From the 6, here comes a return. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over. The Steelers offense ready to possess the football for the second time. Greg, it's one of those weird feelings you build all year for the opener. You play a tight game and lose. How it changes the feeling coming into this week?
Yeah, it certainly does, and if you're not careful, what's that cardinal rule? You don't want one loss to turn into 2, one bad play to turn into 2. The best teams in this league, Mike, they have an uncanny ability that regardless, good or bad, blowout or close one from the previous week before, it doesn't lead into the next week's work and ultimately the next week's game. So we'll find out, were they able to learn from the good? And there certainly was a lot of it. But can they move forward today and not let the disappointment of last week trickle into today?
On third down, Rodgers. He'll air it out deep for Wilson. And this ball incomplete on third down. Here's Corliss Waitman now. The punt for the second time, looking to pin the opponent back deep. That one hit inside the 10, but it bounces forward into the end zone. Bring it back out to the 20-yard line. Off the play fake, here's Milroe. And that will wind up incomplete. Triple zeros on the clock. The first quarter has come to an end. 1 quarter in the books. 7-0 is our score. And we're back to the Steel City after this. Right, Smith and Jigba has it. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up third down.
This is a great example here of just not getting too complicated as an offensive coordinator. Who's one of your best players on the field, and how do you get the ball in his hands?
Got a man, that's Barner, the tight end. And fortunately, he's able to get back on it, so not only will it not be a turnover, but in fact the drive keeps going. It's a first down. To throw again is Milroe. This one broken up. It's incomplete. The defender right there with him. It brings up second down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
They'll run the toss with Walker. And that is going nowhere in a hurry. Finally taken down well behind the line. Third and a long way to go. Out of the gun, it's Milroe, and that is incomplete.
I think he predetermined that third down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
The Steelers offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. Greg, when you step back and look at this AFC North, Baltimore and Pittsburgh, their rivalry now really for a couple of decades has in so many ways defined this division, and they set the tone for everything that happens when you are in an AFC North game.
And you talk about divisions having identities, they have their culture. Really at the top, Baltimore and Pittsburgh kind of want to play a similar style game, strong on defense, great run game. Obviously, Baltimore adds the extra element with Lamar Jackson. To me, the fascinating team, though, is what kind of jump can we expect, Mike, from the Cincinnati Bengals?
I agree with you because if you think about the toughness and physicality, Cincinnati can put up points in an electrifying fashion. And even the 1 year Cleveland was up near the top of the division, they did that as well. But you come back to the defensive side of the ball, and when I look at these teams, Greg, I just think, man, these are defenses that can stop anybody in the league, and that's where you've got to invest in this division.
Yeah, I think that's what's so fascinating about Cincinnati is they're kind of the outlier. They're the pass-heavy. They're the spread attack. They've got unbelievable weapons on the outside. Obviously, Joe Burrow, a quarterback. But it was the defense, and you said it, their inability to be as good on the defensive side of the ball as Baltimore, as Pittsburgh, traditionally, but especially last year, is really what allowed them to be the odd man looking in when they missed the playoffs. So I think if Cincinnati can just improve a little bit on defense, they have the offense to now enter and make it a three-man race in the AFC North.
And he will score! Jaylen Warren, touchdown Steelers. Chris Boswell on for the point after. It's up and through. And the Steelers will level things out at 7 apiece. So back to level after the touchdown. In time for the kickoff. This will be returned from the 6. They'll get this up past the 20. That's where they'll set up shop. And play halted for a moment. We have an injured Seahawk player. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. This drive starts on the ground with Walker. Can he get away? No! He's going to be taken down behind the line.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
To the air, it's Milroe. Open man is Horton. It's caught. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down. Throwing is Milroe. And that is incomplete.
Little miscommunication there. That brings up third down. It just doesn't appear that the quarterback and the wide receiver were on the same page on that last pass.
Fair catch called and taken right at the 30-yard line. Steelers offense and their running back, Jaylen Warren, set to take over once more. Well, Greg, as the season starts, really the season never ends. Think back to the schedule release, the draft has become this multi-day huge event. Green Bay crushed it with all the folks around the stadium in Lambeau, and some big names will be tied to that draft forever. Couple of the rookies that you've watched that are just sticking out in your mind, interested to see how they fit in the league as this season gets going.
Yeah, you know, obviously so much attention around the quarterback position. Cam Ward goes number 1, and then obviously Shador and all the conversations around that as the draft unfolded. But I think a guy that's going to be fun to watch when you talk about fit, Mike, I think you look at Ashton Jeanty. He gets drafted.
Oh, he's going to be followed up and taken down. They got him. Here's Corliss Waitman now as he's off to punt for Pittsburgh. And good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. The Seahawks offense headed back to take over once more. Greg, you take a peek back and look at the NFC West in totality. You just are reminded of how quick things change. I don't think anybody in the country thought the 49ers would be the last place team in this division last year. Shows you, one, how changeable it is, but also the quality of teams in this division.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, they were the Super Bowl favorite, at least out of the NFC a year ago, and then to find themselves 6 and 11 at the bottom looking up. It's pretty remarkable. But to your point, like, it just shows health, a little bit of good fortune. The other teams in your division, if they're a little weaker, your path is stronger. There's so many elements. The way the NFL schedule is set up, it's all time. If you're good, they're trying to bring you back down towards the middle. If you're bad, they're trying to bring you up towards the middle. It's a league of parity. It's a league of ups and downs. And the teams that can break through that and sustain success, you got to give them a lot of credit.
And what I love about this division, Greg, is the different philosophical challenges that defenses see. We know what Kyle Shanahan does with the Niners, the Rams and Sean McVay, always at the top end of the game. And then the unpredictability of Kyler Murray, plus the physicality that Seattle has played with. You've got to have a lot of clubs in your bag to play defense in the NFC West. And the Steelers are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line.
The Steelers take over first down at their own.
First down for Aaron. In trouble, and he's going to be taken down.
What really stood out about that last play is the job the quarterback did keeping his eyes downfield despite the pocket collapsing around him. He was able to shake off that first guy, but by the time he did, allowed the rest of that rush to get home, and they were able to clean things up.
Could not ask for more from that first half. All even as we begin quarter number 3. This one taken at the 7. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Seahawks offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. Well, Greg, it will be a very busy stretch for the passports. A lot of international games for the folks who 7-0 outside the U.S. Chiefs and Chargers last week in Sao Paulo. Great ones to follow. Vikings and Steelers in Dublin. Vikings in London playing the Browns the very next week. Broncos and Jets. Rams and Jags will also play in London week 6 and 7. The Falcons and the Colts are going to be in Germany in week 10. And then the Commanders and Dolphins wrap up the international slate. That's in Madrid week 11. Greg, this has been such an additive part to the NFL season, all of these international games.
Yeah, I can tell you, Mike, having played one of the international games towards the end of my career in London, when I played for Carolina, it's a great experience. It's fun for the players, it's fun for the coaches, it's fun for the fans and the families. So I expect this slate to continue to expand. There's so many fun international cities around the world that love NFL football.
And from what you hear, there's more to come. We could be at the point someday, very soon, where every team plays one game outside the U.S. in each regular season. Oh, he couldn't set his feet, but he completes it anyway. And he's going to be taken down short of the marker. And that is going to set up an interesting fourth down decision. They'll try it now with Walker. And he will have the Seahawks first down. That'll be a gain of 15 on fourth down.
I know it's 4th and short, Mike, but at this distance, you actually have to clear a lane out. You can't just fall forward or push the pile. So that conversion, it's as much of a credit to the blocking as it is to the running back seeing the hole and hitting it. So let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
Ooh! Whoa! Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line. That's a pair of hookups on this drive. This one goes for 14 yards and a first down.
A gain of 14. First down, Seahawks.
Ready? Milroe. They'll try to set up the screen here with Walker. And that one's not fooling anyone. They were on that screen from the start, and a loss of yards on the play. Ready? So after the loss on first, here's 2nd and 14. Play action. It's Milroe. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. They might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a third down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
3rd and long. Ready? Again, it's Milroe. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
I think as the offense comes to the sideline now, the quarterback and his wide receivers need to get together and say, hey, guys, what are you seeing out there? How can we find some open targets? Because on that last down, there was nowhere to go. Job number one on this drive, find a way to get the lead. They, of course, would have loved to score a touchdown, Michael. But 3 points here, that's a pretty good consolation prize as it moves them out in front.
From the 6, here comes the return. And it'll be brought down. Pass for 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Steelers offense ready for their first possession of this second half. You know, Greg, as we get the season going, obviously the adjustment to last year's new kickoff rules. And the offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
Here we go.
They'll go play action with Milroe. He'll get rid of it and complete it. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. There's that man again. Another catch. He'll be taken down, but just like that, they are in business. It's 1st and goal.
Really nice job there, Mike. All they're trying to do is just clear some space for the tight end and then let him go to work in the middle of the field. Now they're set up nicely.
And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Jackson, Smith, and Jigba. Touchdown, Seahawks. That his 2nd TD catch of the season. Myers now to add the PAT. The kick is good. And the Seahawks will get out in front 17-7. The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. They're trying to pin him deep. They'll take this from the 3. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. Here comes the Pittsburgh offense now, heading back onto the field. They find themselves down 17-7. This drive starts 1st and 10. And he's got this up close to the 35-yard line. From the 34 now, it's 1st and 10.
First down.
In the shotgun, it's A-Rod. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete. They'll try again here, 2nd and 10. Now Rodgers. Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down. Big Leonard Williams that time forces his way in for the sack. 3rd and long. Rodgers. Here's a screen set up for 1. And he'll get a good chunk of that yardage back, but he's still well short of the 1st down. So the Steelers ready to kick this one skyward. As he'll punch it away for the 4th time today. Oh, looks like he was at a scene for a moment, but he's taken down after a solid return. Out comes the Seattle offense as they get ready for their next possession. So, Greg, this offense comes on the road here in week 2. Look, road games are so hard in the NFL, but it's nice to hit the road coming off a win at home.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, it's amazing how winning creates more winning. It kind of has the ability to build on itself. It's a snowball effect. So when you're winning, you're feeling good, everything works. And all of a sudden, you start losing, and you start questioning everything about your approach. So the key in the NFL is win or lose, you're on to the next game. And it's the team's ability to start fresh every single week, regardless of the previous week's outcome. Those are the teams that find themselves in position of the playoffs down the stretch.
Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd and a yard. Now Milroe. Open left side is Barner. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a 1st down.
And the Seahawks, 1st down.
Let's go now.
1st and 10.
Here's Milroe to throw. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
Brings up second and 2.
On second down, Walker. And he'll get the first down there. A pickup of about 5 yards.
9-yard gain on the play. That's good for a Seahawks first down.
From the shotgun, it's Milroe. Smith-Njigba left side. He's got it. And he'll be taken down at the 25-yard line. Remember, he had the touchdown catch the last time they had the football. Here, he's got a first down.
An interesting decision there by the play caller to put this ball in the air. Mike, you're up by 2 scores. Traditional wisdom says, hey, we're up by 2 scores late in the fourth quarter. We've got to keep this clock moving. We don't want to risk an incompletion. Now, they convert. They're able to secure the catch and pick up a fresh set of downs. That's going to enable them to continue to burn more clock. And without a stop, their opponent's not going to get the ball back.
And play halted for a moment. We have an injured Seahawk player. This a must stop for this defense. Facing third and long. The middle, Smith-Njigba with the grab. He needed 13 and got 14 for the first down. Space getting tight here, down to the 13-yard line. They work first and 10. Now a give, but here comes the reverse. He's able to get away from one man, but the reinforcements were there fast. He's taken down for a loss on the play. After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. Continue to churn out first down. What a drive. It continues now with first and goal.
Here we go.
First and goals.
Now it's Milroe. To the goal line and in. Torrey Horton. Touchdown, Seattle. And hold on to that football, young man. That's a keeper. His first NFL touchdown. We get a stoppage for an injury. Oh, that is T.J. Watt, who is in some discomfort. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Johnson now to return. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. The Steelers offense ready to take over once more. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Warren to start the drive. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4. Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and 5. A throw on the move is caught. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. And they get him to the ground, but he's all the way down to the 35-yard line. Motion the slot man right. They fake the jet sweep and give it up the middle. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
Here's 2nd and 3 to go.
Blue 58, Blue 58.
From the gun, Rodgers. They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a first down. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. That one out of reach of the receiver's outstretched arms. It is incomplete.
They let a golden opportunity slip away on that one. That's the matchup that they wanted. They just couldn't quite capitalize on it.
Blue 58.
To throw is Rodgers. To the end zone there, but it is incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, There's just nowhere for the offense.
And he's in! Jaylen Warren, touchdown Pittsburgh. That's his second touchdown of the afternoon. Boswell adds the extra point, and the Steelers back within 10. It's now 24-14. This one not quite over, but down a couple of scores. We're going to get an onside kick.
Well, we knew, Mike, this was going to take a miracle. All they needed to do was recover this, score, recover another one, score again. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen, and this game's all but over.
From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with their fullback. Now Pittsburgh will bang a timeout here. That's their second, and they'll get together prior to this second down play.
Rocco quick! Rocco quick!
At the Steelers' 35-yard line.
Now Walker. And he will get forward for about 5 yards. That sets up 3rd down. And now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout. Talk things over before 3rd down. We'll try and run it with Walker. Oh, he didn't need much, but I don't think he got there. Going to depend on the spot, but it looks like he is short. Getting the tough yards, they'll go with their fullback. And he's going to have the Seahawks 1st down. They get it easily. It was 4th and 1, and the pickup was 5.
Alert! Alert!
They run with Walker. Able to make one man miss, but that's all. They get him. Take him down behind the line.
So these situations, Mike, are always very tricky for a play caller. Of course you want to keep the clock moving. You're just trying to run the game out and maintain this lead, but you also don't want to become overly predictable. So with the defense just selling out to stop the run, I think they have to mix in a few high completion percentage passes to just at least keep them off balance.
One final chance for this defense. And here's 3rd down.
Ready?
Here we go. One final play. And the final throw of the game winds up incomplete. And that will do it. This one